Hi, I'm Steve Pond. We're here at the TheWrap Studio at the Sundance Film Festival with the team behind Sergio. Director Greg Barker, and I'll let you introduce the rest of your cast and producers.
Oh, thank you. This is our leading man, Wagner Moura, plays Sergio Vieira de Mello. And our producers, Daniel Dreyfus and Brent Travers. Wagner's also a producer as well.
So you made a documentary that this film is the next version of, right? I mean, what led you to this story, and why, once you'd made the documentary, did you want to take it another step forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey. I first came across this story almost 15 years ago and made a documentary that was here at the festival 11 years ago, and kind of put
and it's about a Brazilian.
Yeah, it's about a guy named Sergio Vieira de Mello, who was a Brazilian diplomat, probably saw more war and human crises of anybody of his generation. He worked for the United Nations. It's been his career sort of in the field. An amazing guy, very complicated guy. So the documentary told a lot about his life and one event where his life is in jeopardy in Iraq right after the American invasion. And but I couldn't get the story out of my head, and particularly the emotional story behind it, and pursued it. And I felt also it was really a kind of a timeless story, a story for our age. He was a guy who kind of inhabited the shades of gray and found hope and love amidst the darkness. And then we all teamed up and had a similar vision, and here we are.
So for the producers, I mean, was it sort of a no-brainer to take this to a narrative feature from the doc?
I met Greg here at Sundance, and I had seen the doc years prior at another festival. And I'm from Brazil as well. And I knew who Sergio was, but I didn't know much about the story when I saw the doc. It stayed with me. Then when I met Greg and we started talking, and he said, I have this idea and this desire of turning this into a narrative film, it immediately made sense to me as a story. Into that story of a man who has lived so many lives and in so many places and had so many missions, and how to frame it was something that we had to find our ideal way into. But that his life made sense for our times, especially more so now, even than when we first started working on it, made sense right away.
Yeah. Well, Wagner, what brought you to the film, and why did you want to do it?
I have this ambition, this dream of producing films about Latin people, films that don't reinforce stereotypes. And we thought that Brent Travers and when Brent gave me the book, because this film is kind of based on Samantha Power's a book about Sergio, and that for me was the best way to start that kind of a dream. Sergio is a Brazilian, and as I'm Brazilian as well, and for us, it's very important, especially considering the moment that Brazil is going through now. It's to have him as an example of a man who dedicated his life to. If we could summarize what this film is about, this film is pretty much about empathy, which is something that I feel many world leaders nowadays would benefit a lot of having that kind of. So Sergio was pretty much a guy who could look at people as who they were, and not as only as statistics or numbers or so. For me, the great thing was to make people aware, especially in Brazil, to be honest, to make people aware of who this guy was.